And we're back.
Yes. This is exciting. Good to be back.
Great to be back. Great to see you, Johnny. I'm back in the studio. Back finally in my damp basement.
Away from the glitz and glamour of Vegas. Back to reality.
The glitz and glamour is right. At the Stratosphere, at the end of the strip.
Yes.
You can see it all. It's funny. It's like they allow smoking in the hotels. In Vegas or in the casino, not in the rooms, but
but in the main floor.
casinos, of course. But then they have these big signs everywhere, like no marijuana smoking. Like they don't allow anyone to smoke weed.
Yeah.
But somebody's doing it because it's like that's all it smells like. The whole casino, the elevators, everything smells like weed all the time, and that's the new Vegas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So anyway, it was a fun week though. I mostly because of COVID tried to like stay out of places and eat a lot of sad meals in my room.
Yeah, I would imagine casinos would be a high contact.
Not the best place you want to be, and like there's no, I don't know, and then you're still paying these like outrageous price. You're getting like to go salad or something. It was like $24, and then
you don't get meal vouchers or anything.
I think they give you they can give you the employee card, so you can like go and eat like in the employee cafeteria. But I'm like always so self-conscious to do that because it's like, there's a bunch of people who are working like 18-hour shifts and hotel maids and stuff, and they're eating like, and I don't, it's like buffet style too. At least that's what I remember. I don't know what's going on with COVID.
Yeah.
But then I've done it before, and like I walk in and, hey guys, oh, tough day out there, huh? Yeah. Well, at least is it pot roast night? It's like I just feel very self-conscious about it.
Boy, am I beat from my 45. How about you guys?
They're cracking the whip tonight, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God. I had to wake up at 11 a.m. How about you guys?
My life is actually easier when I'm working here than it is when I'm home.
Yeah, no kidding. How was that? Was that your first like the longest you've been away?
Yeah, it was a week. It was actually ended up being 8 days because I did this Arizona festival for a night last night. But it's horrible because when she's this young, I swear to God, she like looks like she's like bigger and she's doing different stuff and her facial features are more like defined, and it's like you do feel like I missed a chunk there. Hopefully, I still don't think she'll like remember any of this, so nothing's like scarring yet. But
it only feels like a chunk when you're away because you see like the difference. You're like, oh my gosh, we're different when I left. But if you were there, you'd be like, whatever, she looks the same, because you'd see every day. It wouldn't I should have left, damn it.
Yeah, it's good to leave because then you go, oh, there is progress being made here. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it up close, I'm like, I don't even know if she's growing or
It's like watching water boil.
Yeah, exactly. But you come back, you're like, oh, you know what? She's a human being. She's putting on masks.
Phoebe is she's in one of these, like, just her vocabulary is exploding. I bought a fake skeleton, skeleton decoration, and I put it when me and Phoebe picked up the other kids in the car. So I buckled the skeleton into one of the back seats. And I was like, when Duncan and Edie get in, they're going to be like, what the heck? And Phoebe was like, what the heck? What the heck? And she just kept being like, Edie, Phoebe, what the heck? And I was like, that's usually she just says the last syllable of the last word. Like they'll be like, hey, you have to say you're sorry to Duncan. She'll be like, all right, close enough.
You got what she was going for.
You get it, right?
That's such a funny catchphrase for a baby to have. What the heck?
I know.
And it's a good thing you said heck, because
I know.
I mean, Ginger doesn't. She can barely say word. She says like the basic dada and mama and stuff. But like, it's still like we're still pretty loose talking around, like
Yeah, yeah.
throwing around a few f-bombs every once in a
Yeah.
while and not really worried about it. But you're
Uh-huh.
right. We gotta tighten that game up because you don't know what the day is gonna be where she does just like copy you.
It's funny because, like, I mean, even with Edie and Doug, they're 7 and 8, and the other day at the dinner table, Erin, it's not like it slipped. She just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna say it, and she was like, oh, they're so full of shit. And the kids were like, I was like, Erin, what are you talking about? What are you doing? She was like, whatever. I shouldn't have said it. Whatever. But she was just like too lazy to
Wait,
change.
you don't swear hardly at all in your act, right?
No.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Do you ever do it like when it doesn't matter when it's just a comedy club? Do you do it casually or you just don't?
I mean, sometimes, like, yeah, if it's a comedy club, I will sometimes. If it's like, I mean, I do have one joke where I talk about like how Aaron said that Duncan got his penis from her instead of
Right.
from me because her dad has a big one. And then but I think it hits harder because I never say it otherwise. So I'll be like, if there's ever a time for where it's appropriate for a husband to say "fuck you" to his wife, and I think it hits harder because I haven't said
Yeah.
shit, fuck, or anything yet.
Yeah, well, that's good though, because then I was thinking about that. Like, if they ever look up clips of you on the internet or something, they won't see you cursing up a storm and copy or
That's true.
words. But I guess you don't give them like unfiltered access to the internet either. So you guys are good
Well,
parents.
not yet. I mean, they have their own computer that they got from school. That they got like when went into the pandemic, and they just kept them. They just let them keep them over the summer as long as they're enrolled. But the internet access on those is like, there's so many safeguards and firewalls on
Yeah.
those computers.
There's no way you could pull up a Johnny Beaner set.
No way, baby.
Well, that's. I've been trying to be. It was funny because the week I just had in Vegas, the comedian before who was opening the feature, she was super funny, but like so dirty,
Yeah.
like comically the contrasting of to my style, to the point where like I had to address like she had a bit where she was talking about her name's Jocelyn Sharp, she's super funny, but she talked
Yeah.
about like getting like fingered in both like her butthole and her not butthole, and then being lifted off the ground by it and presented like a Bichon at a Westminster dog show. And I was like, yeah, okay. Hey, what, you guys ever go on Zillow? What?
We're gonna
Wells
switching
Fargo,
gears
huh?
here.
Bunch of crooks.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, every show I had to find, it was kind of like I tried to do it different every night, but I had to find, I couldn't just open. I couldn't just like go into material. So like every night I tried to either play off of something she said or find some way in. But
Yeah.
uh it was just hilarious just how dirty she was compared to me. And then you never feel more lame cuz it's like you want sometimes people will tell you like this might be inside baseball or whatever, but like, oh, if you can work clean, that's like an asset, and it's harder to, which I don't know if I even believe that that's true or anything, but it never feels like an asset when you have to when there's no value in being clean, yeah, in this room, like no one's giving you
Right, right.
points.
When you're following dirty.
Yeah, and they love it too, and it just
Yeah.
killed. No one's giving you extra credit to go. Yeah, he wasn't that funny, but gosh, he was squeaky clean. So that was worth the $39.99.
Huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
never get old ladies that come up to you after the show. Thank you for
Oh
being
yeah.
clean.
Sometimes, yes. Oh, I like that you didn't have to resort to.
To being picked up by your
Yeah.
butthole and pussy like
So many,
John.
so many comics resort to jokes about being picked up by their butthole. Nah, I don't. I get sick of it. It's just not creative anymore.
So thank you.
No, sometimes I would get that compliment sometimes from like always old ladies, and then I would think that I wasn't clean. That's how
Oh
much of a
yeah, I
dork I
know.
am. Like I thought I was kind of dirty, but
Yeah,
just in comparison, you know, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, I have had ones where I'm like, oh, I sort of let loose and got irritated and cussed at this lady, or this person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that was a rough show. And then someone still will come up, thank you for keeping it clean. Like, what? I called her a cunt. What are you talking
Hey, I'm out of control. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm
Can't,
edgy. Come
I'm
on.
edgy. You can't box me in, you bitch. You fucking bitch. Thank you. Thank you for calling me a fucking keeping it clean.
Did I tell you about? Oh God, I think This is probably when I was on with you. I bet when I did one of the shows in the comedy club on the Norwegian,
Yeah.
and this lady was just pissed. She was. I thought she was joking at first, but she wasn't. She was like, "You were awful. That was awful. Nothing was funny except for the cat bit. That was funny, but everything else was terrible. It wasn't funny at all." I was like, "Well, thanks for at least throwing in that compliment that one bit you liked."
Oh my god.
It's so
Except for the
weird.
cat bit. Well, at least she's got too much intellectual honesty to just
I know. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, "What is going on?
people are
Is she
insane.
joking?" But she was like pissed. But she managed to tell me what she did like.
People are nuts.
Yeah.
I don't that's why it's great. COVID's great cuz it's like an excuse not to interact after shows
Hmm.
with the clientele. It's like
Yeah. He's just being
he's
safe. He's not a
I'm
stuck-up snob.
yeah.
He's just being.
He's
He's
not
got a baby at home.
he's not going straight to McDonald's. I thought about you every night in Vegas because there's a McDonald's in like on the way to your hotel room inside the casino. There's no way to go
Oh, that
walk
would
to
be
your
hard.
room
That would be hard for
without
me.
passing the McDonald's. And I was like, and I went once. I got it once, but
You know what's funny is that's how it is with every time I would, because I would stay at a hotel and when I would do the San Francisco Punchline, I would always get a hotel at the same place, and I have to walk by a McDonald's on the downtown, and I would always stop. I would always stop.
right. Well, I was thinking back. You know what stopped me a few times is when Carmen last week was talking about how it's not even real food and all this stuff. It's like, God, she's right. It's not even real food. Why would you even want it?
I was listening to that while I was reviewing clips, and I was just like, "Who fucking cares? What is she? Well, who cares? It tastes good. No one is going to McDonald's,
Yeah,
for the
for food.
yeah."
They're going because they're sad.
They're going because their taste buds and their sugar is low, and they're just like, I need to be temporarily happy and then really sad.
Well,
And then sadder than I am
and
now.
then like, do you get like? That's
I
funny.
get the double quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles, no onions every single time. I have got nothing else in year. Maybe I'll get an extra just double cheeseburger on top of that, but I've never gotten anything else from McDonald's in ages.
I don't.
Every fast food place you name, I could tell you what I get every single time. I
You know
never
what's so
change.
funny? You were so fired up and ready to tell me your order. That isn't what I was going to ask you.
Oh,
I just said,
what were
do
you gonna say?
you? I just said, do you? I get the double quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles, no onions every time, and let me tell you why. Okay,
What were you gonna say?
you're on like 60 Minutes, and Anderson Cooper's like, Johnny, do you the double quarter pounder with cheese? No, I was gonna say, if you eat McDonald's, I like. It wasn't even a lot. I had the chicken sandwich and I had like a French fries and a Diet Coke, right? And I still like will wake up in the middle of the night or the next morning and it's like the salt or something. My mouth is so dry, like this. I don't know. It's like way more salt than I'm used to or something. Because it that's what stops me too. Is like, man, I know if I eat this at night, I'm gonna wake up and have like the worst.
Well, you don't get it enough. You're not
Yeah,
used to it.
I haven't built up a tolerance.
No, but that. All right.
I
So
need to evolve.
Right, right. You need to devolve.
Devolve. Yeah, that's right.
You said you get a chicken sandwich. I don't understand that. Like, I
I
mean, like, okay,
like.
if that's what you like, but like, that's not what McDonald's is. That's not
I
what they're
know,
for.
but let me tell you what McDonald's is, and I think we've had this conversation
Multiple
every
times.
show, but with McDonald's, because like you talk about the hamburger, right? Like you like the hamburger, but they don't have like, it's like that's what I'm saying with Carmen. It's not actual beef. It's like the slimmest little
Mm.
burger patties. You can
Oh, I
barely
don't know. I
taste
never
them.
get those. It's a different. It's a bigger patty when you get the quarter pounder,
Oh, okay.
but it's the
Well,
same.
I
Meat.
like a chicken, like a spicy chicken sandwich. I like genuinely like that.
Okay.
They do a bad one compared to like other fast food places, I'd say. But the French fries are like that's like to me that's what McDonald's is. You get the fries. That's like the most
Yeah.
amazing. The French fries are incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm still
I
trying.
can't like if I were to get a chicken sandwich at McDonald's, I'd be like, this isn't as good as Chick-fil-A. What am I doing? Why don't I get what they
Well, I know,
are
but
known for?
if there was a Chick-fil-A instead of McDonald's there, then I would have gone to Chick-fil-A. I
No.
mean, it was all convenient. It's just all 100% like it's right
Yeah.
here. But that's what I watched this video. Some smart guy, he was like talking about like what McDonald's, why they're he's like they're not a they're not in the hamburger business. They're in the real estate business. And I was like, that is so true. Like they just they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's like Starbucks. Starbucks is not the best coffee, not by a long shot, but they're like freaking everywhere. And so it's just eventually you're gonna go because you're gonna have like no other options.
Yeah. And yeah, and after you do that enough, you're just gonna be like, oh, I need coffee. Well, it's usually Starbucks, so where's Starbucks?
Yeah, it's safe. You have your order or whatever. I went to Starbucks a lot, and I don't even like it very much, but it was just like right there, and I was, I'm very
Hmm.
lazy. That's what this is coming to. But I jogged a little bit. I tried
Ooh.
to stay active, so I jogged south towards like the downtown area, and I
Like strictly for exercise?
strictly for yeah. No, I wasn't just
Nice.
running away
You weren't
from
being chased.
chased by weirdos. But jogging in Vegas is so stupid because it's like where do you go? Like what would be that's I went away from the strip because I was like I'm not going to jog on the strip. I mean that's insane. You're going to have people
You
trying to
have to
hand you
stop all the time, right?
yeah, you
You
got
have
to
to stop
stop
at
all
all
the
the.
time and people handing you pamphlets and
Yeah.
selling sunglasses and shit. So I went the other way, but then the other way, it was a little sketchy sometimes too. So yeah, kept my pace up
Oh,
when
that's
there's
good.
crackheads.
Did
Yeah,
you
I do.
keep track
I,
of anything or just run to
no,
work?
I look on my phone after. I kind of like went until I felt like I was like I better turn around because I'll be tired.
Right.
I wouldn't want to get tired when I
Yeah.
exercise.
I'm too
There's
far.
nothing worse than when you're exercising and you feel tired. You definitely want to quit before you hit any sort of threshold
Right.
where you're building
Any
stamina.
resistance.
Yeah, but it just ended up being 3 miles, right?
Oh, that's
Right on the
good.
dot. Yeah, so that's my new. 3 miles is my new.
5K. 3.1 is a 5K.
Oh,
That's
I can do
nice.
a 5K. I should
There
sign
you
up.
go.
Yeah. So look out.
I'm doing a 5K turkey trot on Thanksgiving with the kids and my sister and her
Thanksgiving?
kids. Yeah, with a bunch of 8-year-olds. That's when we'll all be doing what you did for exercise.
How dare you?
Yeah, no, on Thanksgiving we're doing the turkey trot. No, but I do feel like every episode of our pre-show banter is fast food and Johnny's running.
Yeah.
But I ran the furthest. It was Sunday night. I ran because according to this Hal Higdon marathon training schedule, I'm supposed to run like big run throughout the week, take a rest day, do a cross train day, and then run like a long one. So I ran 14.25 miles on Sunday night, and
Jeez.
it was brutal.
So
And
you
I'm thinking,
you didn't
I
feel
like I
good.
no, like start around a mile 11 or so. I was like walking like I shit my pants because my hips hurt and my legs were burning, and I was like walking. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't even done a half marathon yet. But
Okay.
I figure if I do that every week, then I'll be used to it, or I don't know what I'm telling myself. I just have to get to the finish line on November 14th. But it was a mile. It was a little over a mile longer than I'd ever run before.
More. I think you need more quarter pounders. You got to go up to 3. You got a carbo load.
I know. I did. Well, that's the thing is for the like official runs when I do a half marathon, I'll like prepare. I'll get a lot of sleep. I'll have a big carb pasta meal before. But this, I was just like, oh, I should run tonight. Plus, I was like 10 miles behind Christina on the Nike app, and I was like,
oh, embarrassing.
That can't fucking happen. So I was like,
No.
how pissed off will she will be? And so I did. I ran like 14, and then I texted her at like, probably 2 in the morning her time. And I said, good night, Christina, with my screenshot, just to really rub it in. And then she sent me a message saying, that's not cool, and I don't back you and Andrew up on your Taco Bell theory because I had Taco Bell and I just shit my pants or whatever she said.
She showed you.
Yeah, she really showed me.
Hey, that's not right. And to get back at you, I shit my pants, okay? So, you think you're so cool? I just shit my pants, so deal with that.
Take that one,
Take
Cavalry.
that, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well,
should we get into it?
let's get into it.
All right. Why don't I go first?
You go first.
I thought of it. I thought it would smoothly transition into from something we talked about, but then we started talking about other stuff, so it won't be smooth. But
this transition's been great. The transition of explaining how the transition would have been good. Mwah.
Thank you. Mwah. We were talking about being clean, so that made me think. Oh, I have a top being clean comedians.
Oh yeah.
And not talking dirty. So like,
It's like we're not clean. We're not physically clean.
No, I stink right now.
Yeah.
But so comedians, when they, comedians always getting, or actors, whoever's getting canceled because someone dug up a tweet from like 5 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. And it's like, oh, this person, they called someone some, homophobic slur or just something.
Right.
But it's never funny. Like, it's never like a funny thing, like, oh, they tweeted this. Tweets are supposed to be funny. And the reason this is my topic is because I tweeted today. I don't know if you saw today, but I tweeted, I was at the grocery store and I saw that they have Lucky Charms that are literally just the marshmallows. I don't know if you did this. I feel like, I assume a lot of kids did this, but maybe I'm the only one. At some point in your childhood, did you ever make yourself a bowl of just marshmallow Lucky Charms?
No, I wasn't that insane. But what I would do is I'd eat all the twig parts or the actual cereal part first, and I'd save myself a big pile of
in your bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick out marshmallows from the box.
Well, I did that. So anyways, I took a picture of the thing. Yeah. They were sold out, by the way. It was a display. It was like a display thing. And it said, limited edition, Lucky Charms, just magical marshmallows. And, it was empty. It was completely empty. But I took a picture of the sign, and then I tweeted, my 8-year-old self just splooged all over his own face. And I thought, because that's a great tweet. That's a funny tweet. And I was like, God, what if I try to run for governor or something? And that's the tweet they pull. That would be hilarious. That's worth it to be on the news, be on, whatever the show where it's like, now, did you say my 8-year-old self would just splooge? Like, that's
right.
That's entertaining. But the ones like whenever you see now, it's always, oh, you called someone, a fag or, just something racial. And it's just like, well, that's.
Yeah. And it's not actually a joke. And then like a lot of times it's like comedians, you can't even say anything anymore. But then the thing that they were very rarely does someone get canceled or attempted to get canceled for something that's like actually in their act that gets like a laugh. That almost never happens because you've put thought into it, and the things people get canceled for usually it's like something they say on a podcast or
off
caught
the
on
cuff.
video, off the cuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only one
yeah.
I can think of is Chappelle. Sort of, he did all that trans. He's not really canceled. I mean, he's still very popular. I don't think anyone's.
He got
But he got
blowback.
like blowback. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For his like jokes about trans people, which were like in his special. So like, that's the one example I can think of. But
It's funny
yeah,
that's the example because he addresses that almost all of his shows. I mean, I saw him in
it's
Milwaukee and his specials following that, where he's
yeah,
like, "Now, I get a lot of, and he says that he gets in
it's
trouble
like
for talking about trans people, and then he makes more jokes.
it's like he'll never shut up about trans people now because it's like it's a self-fulfilling,
Yeah,
it's like running on its own juice. Like he's going to go write more about it because people keep talking to him about it because of what he said the last time, and then he's
yeah,
it's like never going to end.
yeah.
He's the trans comic now.
Well, then there's like Daniel Tosh who said, that was the one that was a spur of the moment, like,
Yeah,
rape.
yeah, that
Don't talk
one
about rape. Oh, what would be funny is if someone
yeah.
raped her right now or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was off the cuff, and so
Yeah.
but
It's not like he put as much thought into that as I did into my Lucky Charms 8-year-old splooging all over his face.
no, but you're punching up because the splooge would have to go up to your face.
That's right.
I assume.
That's right.
So if you were punching down, like if you said, I would have splooged all over my shoes. That
Yeah.
one, that would have.
That's not even a good example because who am I? That's not even offensive.
Who are you offending? I love that you think you're getting canceled for the. They're just gonna go. Maybe we shouldn't vote for this guy for mayor because he's like a fucking weirdo, and he's imagined himself as 8.
I think
splooging in his
what's
own
funny is
face.
the reason I linked that tweet to like getting canceled is because I was trying to word it and I was like my 8-year-old self and I was like, well, what if that's not clear enough and people think I'm talking about my 8-year-old, like my 8-year-old just splooged all over his face. But it's pretty clear when I say self that
Yeah, no, 8-year-old, my 8-year-old son. Yeah, that's the way I heard it. Yeah, I
Okay.
wasn't thinking you were talking about your own children.
Good.
I just splooged all over my kids when I saw this.
I splooged it all
Now-
over my 8-year-old's face.
Now
Oh.
that will get you
I'm
canceled.
not voting for that guy. Not in a million years.
And guess what? We just said it in the microphones, and anyone could just cut that out and just that clip.
Well,
Use that
see, that's a
against
perfect example. I'd be glad to sit down and stand behind that and be like,
Right.
"Oh, look."
Yeah, come at us. Try to. It's funny you bring this up. I think I just pieced this together. No one has sent me like an official email or anything, but I'm doing this military tour in November.
Ooh, where are you
And
going?
Egypt and Jordan and
Holy cow!
yeah. I kept
How
thinking
long is the tour?
it's 3 weeks,
Oh wow!
a little long. But
Dang.
I kept thinking I said yes to it a long time ago, and then I kept like sort of assuming they would cancel it, because of COVID. They just never
That's
did.
how I do all my bookings too.
Surely this is canceled. No, really? So I guess it's happening. But speaking of canceled, there was 4 of us, and now all of a sudden there's 3 of us, and I think one of the Patreon name drop in the Patreon.
Oh, nice.
But one of the comedians I think is off the tour for and then I didn't know why because I just saw they didn't tell us anything. I just saw the email was only addressed to 3 of us instead of 4, and then I saw like someone retweeted like a Breitbart article, and Deborah Messing, the actress, basically saw something this guy shared, like he shared anti-Biden memes or something, and she's like,
Okay.
this guy can't be. He's supposed to. I guess somehow they got into a fight. The lady from Will and Grace, and so now he's like, it became a big thing, and he's off the tour for sharing like anti-Biden memes. But to get to I only bring that up to get to your point, which I don't want to see people lose work. I don't know. I don't know what the memes were. I don't know if they were like how bad they were or whatever. But I bring it up because that's an example of like the guy's not getting bounced because of his act. He's not getting bounced because of a funny joke.
Right.
he's just sharing stupid memes.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you're supposed to be a comedian, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, it's interesting though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm backing you up on getting. So wait, what are you asking for? You
I don't
want
know.
you
I
you want a
was
splooge
hoping
on
you
your
were
face? I
gonna
forget
ask.
what.
I was hoping you weren't going to specify what you were backing up because I don't know exactly what my angle was.
I mean,
People are being canceled for what people are being canceled for is never funny,
funny,
and that's
almost
a
never
shame.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I think if it's really funny, then it transcends. Like
cancellation.
people go, oh, that's not. You couldn't get away with that, or you shouldn't say that. But they don't. If it's funny enough, it
Yeah,
greases the wheels. It's
right.
like a team. Like if some guy is like really abrasive or controversial or but if the team just is winning all the time, it just doesn't. They don't care. It's like
Right.
they put up with the bullshit. But the second you start losing, then it's all now
Comes
that
out.
stuff is like a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Well, what do you got?
Okay, here we go. This one's fresh, but nobody wants or needs self-flushing toilets, automatic flushing toilets.
Oh, like in public?
Like so, I was
Or
like at the airport. I was at the
yeah.
airport today. Had to use the stall. We try to keep this show clean, so I won't say. Oh, I was
You
taking
don't
a
want to
big
say
dump.
you don't want to say greasy dump.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to say that. And then it's like, oh, thank goodness I don't have to flush. First of all, I like to flush as I go to like not to limit the amount of time the thing exists in the universe. So like the quicker it's on its way, the less smelly it is for the next person. I feel like that's very considerate.
That's very considerate considering where you are. I've never seen people be less considerate with noise or stink than in a bathroom at the airport.
Yeah, I know. And it's an airport. It's not like a train station. I'm trying to keep it classy. I got a train depot. You
Right.
shit on the floor. I mean, who cares?
Right.
But this is a
Sure.
airport. So, you with an automatic toilet, you can't. What are you gonna stand up quick, get out of the way, and then sit back down?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't even work half the time, and so then you're left in a position where you get up, it's not flushing. You go towards the door, it's not flushing. You open now. What am I? I'm not. I
Are
don't.
you talking about when you're done or like to make it flush?
No, no,
during
no. I'm talking about I've wiped now. Everything's over with that part. But
Oh.
now, but now,
You don't want to say poop, but you'll talk about wiping.
that. Oh wow, I touched the nerve. Johnny's just offended by the concept of wiping.
Right.
That's gross how people do that. Your body takes care of that. So no, but so you know what I mean though. So now it's in there.
Yes.
It hasn't been flushed.
Yes.
I'm at the freaking door of the stall. It hasn't been flushed. I'm just supposed to trust and assume that when I walk out, enough space is there that it'll flush. And then what if there's somebody waiting for me? You know what I mean? To come in next.
Yeah. So what did you do? Did you just trust, or what did you do?
No. So then there's always like what I've learned is there's always some sort of button.
Yeah, there's a bypass. That's what
somewhere.
I was gonna ask.
But they're hard to find. Like sometimes they're on the very top. There's just like a button on the top. And I was like, okay, great, that's easy. But then sometimes
it's a little black button.
Yeah, or like there's a
Your
little.
foot doesn't even fit in there.
Wait,
'Cause
what?
I never touch the shit with my hand. I always like flush with my foot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't. That's
You can
smart.
Get your foot in there because
When
the
you have a
button's
nice
like-
big metal handle, you can just kick it with your foot and go on your way. But
Yeah.
with these automatic ones, you're looking. I'm like feeling both sides of the toilet, trying to find. There's like a little button on the side of some of them, like a little, and it's the same color, like the silver color as the rest of the. So you're like, I'm touching like everywhere, looking for the button. It's no way is it as sanitary as if you just had a handle.
Yeah.
And by the way, people should be washing their hands after they use the bathroom anyway. So handles and like this whole idea like, hey, touchless this, touchless that. You're just encouraging people to think, well, I don't have to wash my hands. I didn't touch anything, you
Yeah.
know.
All
Let's
I
just have
touched was
fun.
my big hairy D, you know?
Yeah.
No, I
I
totally.
didn't even wipe. Why should I have to? Why should I have to wash my hands? If you come back from the bathroom, someone's like, "Did you wash your hands?" No. Oh, it's okay. I didn't wipe. You don't have to
Johnny
worry.
doesn't wipe. Johnny
Andrew
doesn't
Slater, nice to meet you.
wipe. Anybody else's butthole real itchy? Anyone?
Yeah, guys, is there something wrong with this furniture?
Yeah. Every furniture I've sat in is like my asshole's itchy.
I'm so funny. It's so funny that all we talked about is how clean we were as comedians, and then our talking about 8-year-old splooging and itchy assholes and not wiping. But
Yeah.
we got to get it out here. See?
Yeah, exactly. It's our release valve.
No, but I'm out on any automatic sensor thing. Even the paper, the paper towels, that always ends up
I like.
it gets screwed up. Eventually, it's gonna get screwed up. Like
I know.
it'll start out working. I'm sure it works like the first 8 times. Eventually, it's gonna get screwed up to the point where it jams or it just doesn't read your hand. The soap dispenser, you put it under there, nothing comes. Then you pull,
Right, that's
the second
annoying.
you pull your hand out, then it drops. We're wasting soap. Okay.
I agree, but here's my in defense of the paper towels. That's the only thing aside from the door handle. That's the only thing you need to touch post washing your hands. So I washed my hands, and now to dry my hands, I have to literally touch this little 1 inch by 1 inch knob and crank it that everybody has touched. Granted, they've washed their hands too, but it's wet.
Yeah, I mean, you just washed your. I don't know. I mean, I guess at some point you're gonna encounter some germs. You know, whether it's in the bathroom or not. You're gonna touch a handrail. You're gonna touch an elevator button. You're gonna, you know. I just think like it's just not worth. It doesn't work. If it worked,
No, I agree with you.
I would
Especially
agree.
The toilet.
If it all worked like the way it was supposed to every time, great. But it just doesn't. We tried it. It doesn't work. We gave it a shot. It was a good idea, but let's quit forcing it because it doesn't.
Well,
the technology is not there.
What about the opposite? So yes, okay, so you addressed it not working, but what about when it overworks? When you're just sitting there and all of a sudden your balls and wiener are in like a water cyclone because it flushed on its own and you're like, "Oh god."
Right. Yeah, not good either. Not good
either.
either. And we're wasting you know. I've heard it before too. Have you ever heard it when it's just like going insane? Like there's no one in the bathroom, but the toilet is just flushing every time because the automatic sensor is too sensitive or something.
Oh yeah, or it
And
has
so
like something on it.
yeah, it's like the toilet's just going nuts.
Yeah.
The one thing we don't have to go back to though, but do you remember, have you ever used a bathroom where you talking about the paper towels where instead of paper towels, it was just a cloth on a endless like loop, and so it would go into the machine, and I don't know what the hygiene process was for cleaning it on the way back out, but you're just supposed to keep
I know.
using the
I know,
same
I
rag.
want to know. I should research. I've never researched, but like, it can't just be a short thing, like, right? It has to.
I mean, I think it probably goes. I would hope it goes through some sort of cleaning process to get back up to the top, but maybe not. I mean, we had that in like my high school. I think we had like really old bathrooms, and I don't remember.
I don't think I've ever in my life used one of those. Because
no, always just.
Yeah,
By the
on my
way,
pants.
not a bad option either. Like, you know, every time I'm like, oh man, there's no paper towels. I'm like, oh yeah, it really doesn't matter. I can wipe them on my pants. My hands are clean. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's just water.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You know what though? On that note, I think we're gonna. I was supposed to order them yesterday, but I never did. We're gonna get bidets for our house. Those like
you're kidding.
those.
The ads have worked.
I guess so. And I always see them, and I was like, I I told Erin I was gonna get one for her birthday, and she was like, what? I was like, well, I was gonna get it, and it was gonna happen to be on or some holiday. I was like, oh, I was gonna do that, and I just never did it. She was like mad. I was like, well, that wasn't gonna be the whole gift. I just figure.
Well, you know what that is? It's like, you know how like you shouldn't get your wife like a vacuum cleaner
Yeah.
for Christmas because you're like, oh, you just want me to vacuum all the time. You
Right.
shouldn't get her a bidet for her birthday. Oh,
Oh
you
yeah.
think
I
my
had to think about
asshole is? Think my ass is dirty?
it. But she was like, it's there's a paper shortage. I haven't heard this anywhere except for from her. But apparently there's like a paper shortage. She's like, there's gonna be another rush for all the toilet paper, and the price is gonna go up. So I think we should get a bidet for downstairs and a bidet for upstairs, so we don't have to use toilet paper. All right.
I love it. I mean,
Have you ever used a bidet?
never done it.
Me neither. But
So you're just going whole hog buying two, and you've never even used
I
it before.
guess, yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
We should have talked to Carmen about it because she's a big proponent of it. She always talks about. I shouldn't say
Why
always.
is there going to be a paper shortage?
I don't know.
I don't understand the world.
Why
There's
was
this
there?
paint
Why was there a
shortage.
chip shortage in cars? What?
I know. Yeah, well, there's a paint. We're painting the house. There's like this national paint shortage. Like we barely got enough paint to get.
Really?
The guy was like, if you don't buy this, it's like you're not gonna be able to paint it till the spring. I'm like, are you serious? Like, so I don't know. Everything's a shortage. I don't understand. Whatever system we came up with, it's apparently was not the smartest. But
I want to fight the bidet just on principle of their ads. I know I've talked about this on the podcast, and maybe you haven't seen the ads. Maybe clearly my algorithm is different than your algorithm, but they'll show like they'll have they'll put peanut butter on someone's hand and they'll be like, look at this, it's not coming off, and they'll try to wipe it off with and they're like, that's what you're doing with your butthole. Do you think that's clean? Does that look like it's clean? And then they like squirt it off with water, and you're like, that's that's clean. Why are we using paper towel? And I'm just like,
here's my question. Here's my question for the bidet. It's only like you don't use it supplementally. Like you don't wipe and then use the bidet. You just use the bidet. Is that the custom?
I don't know. I don't have it. I mean, I that's my guess that from their point of view, I think that's
it doesn't seem to. I mean, it must like really blow a bunch of water up there because, because it can't just be like a little stream. Because how do you
like
aim
a drinking fountain? That would just get your poop wet.
Yeah, it's gotta have.
It's like a
real pressure.
Because there was a bidet in the like when I was in college, there was a theater where we would do rehearsal, and it's like a thing you put down over the toilet, and then you flush. Like you put it down, that's how it activates the bidet. Yeah. It would hit the ceiling. It would like blast the ceiling. And I was always too scared to use it because I was like, that's a lot of I mean, that's like going to go up my asshole, It's going to that's going to lift me up.
Like a Bichon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just curious because it's like I'm envisioning it and going, is it gonna get enough like surface area of your butt, or do you like?
Do you have to like hover and move around?
You have to kind of move around to make sure everything gets covered.
I don't know.
I have so many questions. I can't wait for you to get this thing and try it out.
Yeah.
So wait, and then you brought it up to your wife for her birthday. She was offended.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a while.
And now she's like,
she brought it up last night. Yeah.
She's driving the train, the bidet train.
Yeah, I think she forgot about me bringing it up in the past.
Well, I can't wait. I am so curious to see how this goes.
You just hook it right up to your plumbing, and it's right in your toilet.
I used one of those like really technologically advanced Japanese toilets one time, and it was in the weirdest place. It was just at some brewery in like a rural part of Washington. I don't know why they had it, but it was like it could like sing songs and lights and all this stuff, and was heated. The toilet seat was heated, and it had a bidet feature. But again, I was just scared. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, you're afraid you'd get
There's a
pregnant.
culture. There's a puritanical culture of fear in America of bidets and water going
Yeah.
up your ass. We should get over it. So anyway, keep me updated. Do you have a Wait, did I go last? Did I just go or did you just go? I forget.
No, you just went. Do we
Should
wanna
we jam
wrap
one
it
in?
up? Huh?
Let me get one out quick and then or wait, no, I just went. So do you want to go quick?
Sure, I'll go quick. Let me pull up my thing here. Okay. So, oh, yeah, I'll do this one because is it speedometer or splitometer? No, I think I made that joke last week. Okay. So, uh then do tell me. I went through my topics. I don't think I couldn't find it, but I feel like we talked about this. I think that if you're in an airplane and you try to recline your seat, you're a fucking asshole.
Oh, I don't think we've done this on the show. This is a great topic and 100%.
Because you are getting almost no pleasure out of it, and you are fucking the guy behind you beyond belief.
That's 100% it. The pleasure gained to the displeasure caused, the ratio is like not even. I would almost be into it if I knew the person in front of me was getting a lot out of it. But no, you're not. You can't sleep any better like just 2 inches back than, you know what I mean? And it screws up your tray table situation. I would take it further. I would just say, airlines, just turn that shit off. Like, just no more reclined seats.
And it's obvious. Yeah, that's obviously a possibility because if you're in the back, if you're in front of the toilet, or the back row, your seat doesn't do your seat doesn't do that. We'll make them all like that.
No reclining. No reclining. You can't recline.
And same with the person in front of the emergency row. I don't think they can recline.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's why I know that you can sleep just as good because like I sit emergency row a lot, and they don't let your seats recline if you're in the emergency row, and it's fine. It's great. You have the leg room. Put your head off to the side, whatever. But it's not like it's not like you're like denying the person laying back flat on a bed.
Right.
It's not like. So I would love. It would be interesting to have someone try and defend reclining their seats.
I know.
I mean, this is where I actually wish there was someone on right now who would like try to defend it because I'm so curious.
Because you want to punch him in the face?
Yeah.
I want
to. And when they do it immediately, like the second the flight takes off, because the flight attendant won't let them do it before it takes off. But then the second it takes off, and they just jam it back as fast as they can.
The worst, they'll do that, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let me just fucking leave this back.
Yeah.
Let me put it back, and then get up and go away." I've reached up and hit the button on the thing and fucking put it up
while they're in the bathroom.
Yeah, when they're not in there,
you just keep moving it slightly to see if gradually, so they don't notice.
No, I just do it all at once. And I make a show out of it when they do it. If I'm behind them, because my knees are already touching.
I know you're very tall,
lower back. So when they try to recline, I'll be like, ooh, and then I kind of just straighten out my knees, so it's like very obvious I'm digging into them, and I'll act like, "Oh, you got me." Oh, that was,
dude, 100%. I can't back this up more, and
that's an easy one.
I feel like it is like a personality. We have like similar personalities, I think it is a personality thing, and people there are just sociopaths. You have to be a sociopath to recline your seat all the way. Now, it's like if you just do it like an inch or something, I still don't get that because I'm like, what are you getting out of this? But fine. If you go all the way,
you're 2 inches,
you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're a crazy person.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
Page.
All right, buddy. That about does it.
That about wraps it up.
Yeah. Do you have any shows you want to promote?
Oh, boy. This dance.
Oh, forget it.
No, I do. Oh, no, there is for sure going to be way too gone. Yes, I'll be at the Wisconsin Dells Theater.
Oh, the Dells.
I think that's what it's called. The Wisconsin Dells Theater on October 23rd.
Okay, great. Well, check Johnny out at the Dells. I think I have shows, but just go to my website. if you want to find out where and when I'll be performing. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Remember, 5-star review.
And just follow the social media of the Cavalry.
Yeah, we're on Instagram.
We did our live, live Instagram one. And we just did it from my Instagram account instead of the Cavalry because there's way more people following me than the Cavalry.
It was the right choice. It was the right choice. But if you do, it's worth following the Cavalry because we post funny clips on there that Johnny works hard to cut up. And we also post them on our own accounts, so maybe it's not worth it. But just do it because what does it cost you?
Yeah, it makes us feel good.
It gives us a little something, costs you nothing, good for everybody. And the Patreon, we'll put that in. If you missed the live Instagram episode, we will put that up on the Patreon soon as our monthly bonus episode. Some of you are probably saying, wasn't that cheating? You just putting... No, it's not cheating. It was cheating. Bonus.
Fuck you.
It's still going to be 5 episodes this month, so fuck you, you bitch.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I would never say that word. And that's it. Thank you, everyone, for listening to
The Cavalry!